Se puede obtener interpretación en español a través del enlace en las notas. Hi, my name is Katie Hernandez, and I'm the English Language Arts Curriculum Specialist in Anaheim Elementary School District. And today I have the pleasure to talk to you about our language arts program called Benchmark. For English language arts instruction, we use Benchmark Advance, and for Spanish language arts instruction, we use Benchmark Adelante. The program is designed to be used the whole year. The first 3 to 4 weeks are set aside for review and routines. This is an opportunity for the teacher to remind students of skills that they've learned in previous grades so that they are prepared for this year's learning, and for students to practice literacy procedures in their classroom to maximize their language arts learning. The rest of the program is made up of 10 units that are 3 weeks long. Each unit focuses on a different topic that ranges from economics to government and history to the theme of a story. In each unit, students read stories focused on the topic to help them learn their language arts standards. Each student in our district has access to their own dashboard or portal for Benchmark. And today I'd like to show you how to access that dashboard and explore it with you. In order to begin accessing the dashboard, the students will go to myacsd.us. Once they arrive at that page, they will click on Student Login at the bottom. This will take you to the sign-in page. Your student will need to know their email and their password, and they will click on the box. Once all 3 boxes have information, they can click Login. This will put you into the student portal. Once in, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the screen to see all the programs that are available to your students. You're looking for the Benchmark Education button. Once you locate it, click it and you will be signed in to your student dashboard. On this student dashboard, there are 4 buttons that your student can use, but we'll really be using 3 of them. The first button is the library button. This takes you into a library of all books available in both English and Spanish in the Benchmark program. The next button is the reading log. This is a list of books that your student has read in the program throughout the year. This log is only for student use, and we'll look at it in a few minutes. The next button is where we'll spend most of our time, in the Assignments tab. Any assignments or activities or tests that your student's teacher would like them to do will be located in this Assignments tab, and we'll explore that much more in depth. The last button is your Inbox button. This is an email inbox, but it only works for Benchmark materials, so your student will not be utilizing it this year since your teacher has other ways to get in touch with your family. All right, now let's go ahead and go into the program. This is what your student's dashboard looks like. Let's start with the library button. When we click the library button, you will be taken to this page that houses all the ebooks for the program. In order to find an ebook that is of interest to you, you click your language that you'd like to see books in, the grade level that your student is in or that you'd like to have access to, and you can also choose a content area. I'm going to choose social studies. Once I've made these selections, I have all the books that meet that criteria available to me to be read independently. I'm going to choose this book, The Geography of New York City. Once I've selected that this is the book I'd like to read, I simply click on it and it will open in a new tab. Once it opens, it's going to ask me if I'd like to create a customization. I always say no. Now I can read this story. I can read it myself by hovering over the bottom corner of the page and turning the pages to move through the book, or I can click the play button at the top and have it read to me. Once I'm done either reading or listening to the book, I simply close this tab and I'm back in my library. Each student has access to every book in both Spanish and English at every grade level, so it's a wonderful resource for independent reading. To return to the student dashboard, I'm going to click the Benchmark Universe button in the top left part of the screen, and I'm back to my options. Now let's take a look at the reading log. The reading log is going to keep track of any books that the students have read independently and have done an activity with. If you simply open a book and read it, it will not populate in this reading log, but that's okay because the reading log is solely for student use. This isn't used as record keeping, just for students to have a collection of books that they've accessed during the year. I'm going to go back to our student dashboard, and now we're going to spend our time in the Assignments tab. As you can see, there's an orange button with the number 2, an orange bubble with the number 2. That means that this student has 2 assignments waiting for them from the teacher. In order to see them, I'm just going to click the button, and I can see now that there are some assignments that have been completed and there are some that are waiting. You can use these icons to know, so your student can keep track of what they have completed and what they still need to do. And let's go ahead and take a look at each assignment. This first assignment, Show What You Learned in Unit 1, is in progress. That means the student has opened it and has started their work. In order to get more information about the assignment, you need to click on the title, and you have the title of the assignment, the date that it's due, this would be your student's name, and any instructions from the teacher. In this case, you can see that this is an actual assessment. Benchmark does have assessments that can be assigned both weekly and by unit, but they are optional, so your student may or may not be given an assignment. If they are, to access it, you simply click the blue book, which is open. So we'll open the assignment. Again, just like the ebooks, it opens in a new tab. If your student needs help with how to actually take the assignment, there is a video embedded, available in both English and Spanish. You can watch the video if you'd like, and once you have, you can begin the test. So this student is on question 3. They've already started. They simply are going to read the passage and answer the question over here. And once they have followed the instructions, they click Next, and you would continue that way through all of the questions. Once you've reached the end of the test, simply click End Test. That tells Benchmark to let the teacher know that this test has been finished. I'm going to leave and go back to our assignment page from our student portal. I don't need to mark done on this assignment, on this test, because it is a computer-based test. The computer knows when I finished it and will let the teacher know. So I simply click my X, and now let's go explore the next assignment. Even though this assignment is completed, let's take a look at it. Click on the title to open. Again, we have the title, the date that it's due, and your student's name would be here. This time, the teacher's instructions are just to read or listen to the book. There's no activity to be done with it, just be ready to possibly discuss it in class. So they just need to read or listen to it. You'll open it the same way by clicking the blue book in the Open column. Opens in a new tab, and I can push play and listen to the book, or I can read it by clicking on the corners. Once I've listened to it or have read it, I'm going to close my tab. And this has already been done, but normally, as we'll see with the next assignment, this is an open yellow circle. The student clicks done, and that lets the teacher know, I have read or listened to this book. I'm ready for the in-class assignment. Let's close this. And now let's take a look at our last assignment, Working Together, that has not yet been started. When I click on it, again, I get all my information, but I'm going to take a look at these instructions. Go to the story number 1 bookmark, watch the video, read or listen to the story, and answer the question on page 4. So the teacher would have gone over these steps with the students in class, but here they know exactly what they are to do. So just as with the other assignments, I'm going to open it using the blue book. It will open in a new tab. And once it's open, if I forget exactly what my instructions were, I can just go back and say, oh yes, go to the story number 1 bookmark, watch a video and read the story and answer the question. So I'll go to my bookmarks, story number 1. That was my first step. My second step was to watch the video. I see right at the top of this page, my teacher has embedded a video. So the student simply clicks the link, it opens in a new tab, and there will be a video that relates to the story the student is able to watch. Once they've watched the video, I will close that tab. I no longer need it. Oop, I've forgotten my direction. Go to the story number 1 bookmark. We've done. We've watched the video. Now I read or listen to the story and answer the question. So we would read the story, and I see our teacher notes over here to think about what I've learned about flooding and what is the main idea of working together. Type your answer in the close reading notes, and I see this arrow pointing to this box. The student answer goes here. So now I've done all 4 of the things the teacher has asked for. I've gone to the bookmark, I've watched the video, I've read the story, and I've answered the question. I'm going to save my work by clicking the cloud with the arrow at the top of the page. And now I simply close the tab as we've been doing. But since this isn't a test, the computer is not going to automatically know that I have done all the directions. They will know that I opened it, but they won't necessarily know that I watched the video or answered the question. So I need to let the teacher know as a student that I've completed those steps. So the student clicks done. It turns to a green circle with a check mark in it, and the teacher will now be alerted that the student has completed that assignment. And as always, if you want to return to the student dashboard, you simply click Benchmark Universe and you are back where you began. Again, my name is Katie Hernandez, and thank you for exploring Benchmark with me today.